there, YouTube! This is my awesome new channel that I'm starting. It's called Bumpin Around. My quest is to restore a bumper car. For as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to motorize a bumper car, and I've always had a fascination with them for some reason. I think they were just such a fun, nostalgic thing to have from the past and kind of childhood memories and all that. So I searched years looking, on Craigslist and eBay. I could never find one. The problem is vintage bumper cars are super expensive. If you get a motorized one that's fully restored, I've seen them sell for $10,000 plus. It's absolutely ridiculous. Even unrestored cars, they still sell for thousands of dollars. Usually $5,000 plus I've seen. Sometimes you can get them a little bit cheaper, but nah, not much. Even I've seen people manufacturing Dodgem cars, and just the body and just the fiberglass shell that doesn't look like anything with no hardware on it or anything, they still sell for $1,000. And it's just impossible to find hardware for them. You're gonna have to manufacture everything from yourself, by scratch. You might as well just make it from scratch yourself while you're at it. So that's not really an option for me as well. Doing a lot of research. Bumper cars have been around since the 20s. They had a huge popularity through the 50s. They still make them today. They're just not quite the same and nostalgic as looking. Most people are familiar when they think of a bumper car, the Dodgem style bumper car, or some people even call bumper cars Dodgems just because they were so popular. The only other competitor to Dodgem at the time, between the 20s and 50s, was Auto Scooter by Luce. I'm saying that right. They both modeled after original cars. Usually, at least with Luce cars, they were kind of Corvette looking, where others just kind of, replicated a lot of cars from the time period. So they all had that vintage look. And maybe just because they, were so durable that people are familiar with like the nostalgic looking cars from that era when they think of a bumper car. Modern ones are just weird looking and they look like spaceships or something. So in the summer of 2017, I was fortunate enough to find a bumper car on eBay, which I was watching yet again. I never got my hopes up too far because I could never win any of the bids. They would start off at a reasonable amount, shoot up way into the thousands, and just not looking to do something that crazy. So I bid my opening bid of $500. I got extremely lucky with the listing just because of the fact that I think it was because the owner of the listings listed it wrong. He spelled, if I say this right, Eel, I-H-L-E. He spelled it with a J just because it's cursive, and I think they messed that up. And it's a Bruchel bumper car. These are German bumper cars that were manufactured, I believe, in the 60s. So it has a fiberglass body. It's not like the really old ones that were, I believe, originally like metal bodies with wood floors. So it was old enough for me to like it, and it had a cool looking appeal to it. It was, more of a European looking car than a vintage 20s American domestic. The only thing that was missing was a taillight, which I thought wouldn't be too bad of a big an issue finding a new taillight because they were round, they looked pretty simplistic. Didn't think I would have that much of a problem. When I got to the person that I purchased it from, which was in northern Ohio, he had two. The other one was missing a headlight, which I thought would be harder to find. The one missing the taillight had everything else with it. It had the original motor, the wheels, an extra set of wheels, everything. So that one looked much more appealing. It looked like it was in better shape as well. I don't do body work or anything professionally, so I wanted something that I could take on and do a pretty decent job with. So I picked it up. Luckily enough, I have a car hauler trailer that we were able to get it on, and I brought it back up here to Michigan. The Eel brothers, or Eil, I'm not sure how you say that, were from a city in Germany called Buchel, and they were actually really well known for manufacturing what's known as a microcar. They started in the 30s, and they actually produced bumper cars as well. They weren't as popular as the Dodgem and the Luce auto scooters, but they were around for a long time as well, and they were really well known for their microcars. They were pretty high quality as well. There was a company that has a badge on the bumper car by the name of Morgan Hughes in New York, and it says Wisconsin as well. I wasn't sure if they had 2 locations or what, but the address is for a New York building, which is no longer there. Couldn't find too much out about the company. If anybody knows anything, feel free to comment about it. I'd be interested in learning a little bit more history. Like I said, this car is really hard to find information on. It just doesn't have the popularity as the other ones do. So the first challenge I had when I did get the bumper car was finding the taillight. Surprise, surprise, these are super hard to find and very rare. I was searching high and low, scouring the internet for pictures of taillights, figured that it was off an actual car and kind of guessed the era that it was from. And I was searching, German cars because it's a German company, and I could not find anything. I was thinking maybe it was a Porsche taillight because they're typically around, especially on the older ones. The only thing that the other taillight said was Hella, so I knew it was a car manufacturer. So I just kept hunting and was never able to find anything for a very long time. I was even starting to use the German eBay site. Instead of using the .com, I was using the .de for German, and learning a lot of German words trying to find this taillight, and just was not having any luck. Eventually, I found an image that matched the taillight that I was looking for, but I didn't have enough information to go on, but scouring even further, I was able to match the image to a car manufacturer, which turns out to be a German car manufacturer by the name of Opel Rekord, and it was only the B model. I guess there was like an A and B model. And it was only produced through 1965 and 1966. So that made this super rare. I was getting pretty excited. I was thinking, okay, now this should be no problem. I should be able to find somebody, hopefully in the United States, that sells this taillight. Nope, these cars were not really imported in the US, I think, because you cannot find parts for these at all in the United States. So back to the German eBay site. I kept hunting, looking for this part, and you think it'd be easy there as well? Not really. So I'm guessing this was kind of an economy throwaway car. Maybe people didn't keep parts for them, like many others. So I got lucky eventually. I found a guy on eBay that had one for sale, and not only did he have it for sale, but it was only $10. Most of these taillights that I were finding, they were like $50 to $100, and some people even want as much as $50 to ship it out of the country, which was crazy. I'm trying to do things reasonably. So I found a guy, luckily in Sweden, on the German eBay site that had that one for sale for $10, and he only charged me, I think, $10 to ship it to the US, which was extremely awesome. Nobody else was anywhere near that, and it was just kind of a lucky one-off, I think. And the guy was nice enough, too, to send me not only the lens, but also the metal lamp behind it that holds the bulb, which, come to find out, I don't have any for the other ones as well, so I'm going to use that probably as a model to fit the other 3 taillights to come up with something. Probably do if I get really fancy with it, I might do a brake light, reverse light kind of thing. I have no idea yet. Maybe a flashing pattern, kind of like how old bumper cars are with the random patterns. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Again, you guys got some ideas, feel free to shoot them to me, because I'm just taking my time with this project. But now that I have the taillight, I'm ready to start the project. So I've had the bumper car for a year, found the taillight, and now it's been, it's a winter now, after the summer of working on it. So I'm doing my intro video here to kind of give some background information on the bumper car. I'll be uploading videos as I work on this. This is only going to be something that I do in my spare time, so it may not come as fast as some other video channels, and I kind of work as I draw inspiration to work on this. Like and subscribe, that'd be great. I would love to, be another YouTuber that's doing something fun. Well, thanks for watching, and let's get started.